You have absolutely no business being that cute. Unforgivable. Hello, it's me. Welcome to the video. So today, judging by the hopeful title of this video, I plan to finish my Wattpad story. I have one more scene left. I was thinking about like doing the final push last night. I had already written a bunch and I was tired, so I didn't end up finishing it. Figured we could kind of do a throwback to before the pandemic when I used to go to like Barnes & Noble and write. So we're gonna try that today, see how it goes. But first, I want to make myself a coffee. Normally I would get one while I was there, but right now Starbucks in general are having like a major shortage in a lot of stuff. I've been really into like trying to perfect my own sort of drinks. So fun fact, I was a barista for a hot minute. I wouldn't even call myself like a real barista. I was more like a stand-in at the store I was working at. I wasn't hired in that department, but I helped them out sometimes. I know how to make a couple like Starbucks drinks. So today, for your enjoyment, we're gonna make a caramel macchiato. Now, the big thing going on with Starbucks is that they're out of caramel drizzle. However, at the grocery store, I found this. Ghirardelli caramel sauce. First things first, I'm gonna be using a grande cup. This is what, 16 ounces is a grande? Yeah, 16 ounces, sugar-free French vanilla syrup. And for a grande, I believe it's like 4-ish pumps that they would normally put in, something like that, but I fill it up just a little bit. Next up, I'm gonna be putting some ice in. I'm gonna fill it up almost a little over halfway. Next, good old Nespresso machine. I'm gonna do, for grandes, they usually do 2 shots of espresso, so I got a double espresso. Charo? I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I like this one. It has a pretty like bold taste to it, so we're gonna be using that one today. And the essence of a caramel macchiato is that it is unmixed, meaning the espresso and the milk or the base or whatever are kind of separated. So you never want to put your espresso shots right into the cup. Once you mix it up, it basically just becomes a latte. So while that is going, I'm going to be getting the milk, vanilla almond milk. And basically you just want to fill that milk completely up until you only have room for those 2 shots. And then yep, we just pour it over top. And then to finish it off is the fun part. So you take your caramel drizzle. The signature sort of pattern on top is a crosshatch double circle, I think is what my manager like told me to call it. I don't know if that's its real name, but basically you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 circles. And if you wanted extra caramel before you put in anything, you just drizzle some on the sides of the cup, and that constitutes your extra caramel. And this is a homemade caramel macchiato. Alrighty, and with that, we are gonna head to the bookstore and see. Honestly, haven't been there in a while. I don't know if they even have opened like their seating area for people. I feel like they have. I don't know, we'll find out. Excuse me. Don't want you to get kidnapped. You be good, okay? Don't eat rosé while I'm gone. Alrighty, I finished my Wattpad story. So crazy. It ended up being like 60,000 words, which that's like a real book. I got myself some boba to celebrate. I went to Kung Fu Tea. I got the milk green tea with just the regular bubbles. I'm gonna enjoy this and chill for a little bit, and then we will regroup later and figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of the day, because it's only like 12:30. I still have a whole day and I don't feel like drained really from like writing. I did write like a whole scene in like a half. It was probably around like 1,500 to 2,000 words, which is a lot, but it went by really fast, especially because I knew like it was the end of the book. Like we needed to wrap this thing up. I'm really like oddly proud about what I accomplished. So yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit and then I'll catch up with you guys later. Alrighty, we are back. After I left you guys, I had some lunch, went to my neighborhood pool for a bit. It was very nice. It was a nice day out. My battery's gonna die. Hold on. I did want to catch you guys up on the books that I've read since we last spoke. So after Girls of a Certain Age, I went ahead and read, I don't know how to pronounce this word, but Eunuchs and Nymphomaniacs by Anonymous. I didn't realize that you kind of had to read his first book first. I mean, I got the gist of what was going on, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I actually never read Diary of an Oxygen Thief, so, but I read this anyways. It was alright. Next I read, this only took like, I don't know, one sitting, Free Day by Ines Cagnati. The original text was in French. It's like a classic. I've never heard of it before. It was a nice short little read. Not something I particularly go for just because the whole book lays out in the span of like a day, which typically I'm not really into. I like more fast-paced things. This is pretty interesting. I could see why it's a classic. Not particularly for me, but I think it was written really, really well. And now I have moved on to Meddling Kids. It's been a while since I read like a funny book, but this one, like I'm not even halfway through and I'm really enjoying just the wit and the humor, and obviously the fact that it's like a loose reference to like Scooby-Doo and stuff. If you've never heard of this book, it's basically about this group of kids who like Scooby-Doo. They have a dog and they solve like mysteries when they're like teenage, like what, 13 I think is their age bracket-ish. However, this book is set when they're adults, and the last sort of mystery they solved really like messed them up. They never solved crimes again after that, and now they're dealing with like PTSD and some really dark stuff, but they decided to come back together and figure out what exactly happened on shoot, what's it called, the lake. So there's a lot of funny references and it's kind of like goofy and humorous, but at the same time, I mean, it's super dark. It's like an adult book. And now on to what I want to do now that I finished my story. The other night, I did find myself going back to The Cherub of Rosecrest. I had the intention of just kind of rereading it. Maybe if I was into it, I would start editing it again or picking up where I had left off. But I feel like the sort of reflective inner voice of the main character in Free Day, I don't know if she just inspired me or something, but there was like a certain tone that I felt like my story was maybe missing, and from reading that book I just had the inspiration to like expand upon the voice of my main character Florence in this story. I found myself like editing a bit and adding stuff in, and you know, parts that I wasn't completely pleased with the first time around, I went through and started reworking, and then I realized like I was just basically editing. I saved a completely new document and got to work with that. So right now, from like the whole start over, I am about 16 pages in of the, how many pages? 45 pages that this document currently is. Still sitting at about 16,300 words, so still very short, definitely novella length, but I feel like I've added about 1,000 words from the original draft so far. And you know, I feel like as long as I keep this momentum up, my goal of finishing this edit by the end of summer is super like plausible. You know, I might even find that I finish the book entirely and I'm ready to publish. I don't know yet. We're gonna see. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. Probably just gonna take the rest of the evening and chill, work on Cherub of Rosecrest a little bit, and yeah, call it a night. But with that, that's all I have for you guys for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed. As always, all the links to my stuff will be down below, including my books and my Wattpad, if that's your thing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest. Oh gosh. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. What are you eating? Oh, food.